They said it was impossible. They said,
you can't put together the most elite team of comic book reviewers on the planet and do, a podcast or something like that?
Despite all that, today we can proudly announce... Yeah, they were right. We couldn't do it. So instead, we brought you the most vile, ignorant, unprofessional group of comic book enthusiasts we could find. This is Panel to Panel, the Game Rage Magazine comic podcast.
Back once again with a new episode of Panel to Panel. My name's Josh, and I'm here today with our good buddy Adam.
Greetings.
And today we are going to be talking about Daredevil number 12. Before we get into that, if you want to listen to more Game Rage content and more Game Rage goodness, you can go to YouTube and check us out there at Game Rage Magazine. Like, comment, and subscribe to all of the podcasts and to all of the things. Also, if you want to follow us on social media, you can go to Instagram and TikTok at Game Rage Magazine, Twitter/X at Game Rage Mag. You can follow Adam here, good buddy Adam, at All Gas No Trash Official on Instagram, and you should go check out All Gas No Trash, the Game Rage Music Podcast. Additionally, if you like things from animes or from Japan's and animes, you could go listen to the Anime Syndicate podcast. And you should go follow Frank at anime_syndicate_podcast on Instagram, and only on Instagram currently. You know, Adam, fun fact. Little Birdie told me that if you listen to Game Rage Magazine, that you have a 0.69% more likely chance that Marco Cicchetto will not leave during the middle of a comic book arc, and then you have a shitty artist replace him.
That is an interesting fact.
Indeed.
I have an equally interesting fact.
Oh, what's that?
You're 13% more likely to find soap when you reach the bottom of the tube.
Uh-huh.
You got a little bit extra to get you over to the next week.
That's a good deal. I like that.
I hate fucking buying soap.
Yeah, it's the worst.
It's
Anyway.
like it's not that expensive, but then when you buy it, you're like, fuck, I gotta go to the store and go
Just
buy
get soap?
Yeah.
What the fuck, man?
Or body wash.
Yeah,
and
listen, I hate
shampoo.
showering anyways, just in general. So, I mean, I only do that like once a week. So, you know it's a pain in the ass when I gotta go to the store and buy more fucking soap. That's like my twice a decade fucking expenditure buying soap. Anyways, Daredevil, number 12.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's a fucking doozy of an issue.
It is a doozy of an issue. We get this nice cover of fucking HBK Daredevil, fucking dressed in white,
Fucking love it.
whooping ass,
Beating
taking
up cops,
names.
my
Yep.
favorite.
Oh, my favorite, dude. I love beating. Oh, that's the best.
Beating off cops.
Yeah, beating off cops. Beating off cops through hell. Part number 2.
Part number deuce with Marco Cicchetto. Always brilliant fucking art.
Oh yeah, man. This art is so good. And we open up with fake Daredevil bleeding out of his face.
With this stupid ass goatee.
Yeah, fucking clearly Latino Daredevil, fucking trying to get some action, and he's handcuffed in a chair. And the pigs are basically talking about one of their fellow officers saying, "Oh, this chick got suspended. Oh, what do you mean this by the book? Oh, made a bust in the kitchen and got some coverage." And they're like, "Ha! If you're gonna be one of those good cops, that follows the rules, then, follow the fucking rules, right?" And the rule is, laws don't mean shit in the kitchen these days, and neither do you, Neighborhood Watch. And he fucking looks at the old fake Daredevil bleeding out of his face. So the other one of the cops is like, "Yo, man, my shit's gonna start. We need to finish this guy off, all right? Because I gotta get to work, and I'm not gonna be around for the cleanup." And they're like, "Oh, I think a couple more." And we hear Daredevil, the real Daredevil, monologuing, saying that he's listened to everything. He can hear all the heartbeats. And they hear a knock on the door. And one of the guys says, what the fuck? Did one of you order a call girl? Oh, yeah, we just got done fucking doing an off-the-books thing, beating up fucking fake Daredevil, and I ordered a hooker. Yeah, that's great.
That makes a ton of sense.
Which implies that they've done this before, probably, and someone did order a hooker. So one of the guys goes, I got this. And he's like, yo, who the fuck are you? And it's good buddy Foggy fucking Nelson.
Yeah.
And he says, hello, officer. He's on the phone, and he's got his fucking suit on and his fucking lawyer bag, and he's like, hello, officer. My name is Michael Nelson, and you are unlawfully detaining my client. And he's like, I'm currently on the phone with another lawyer who is set to send more cops to this location if they hear anything wrong on my end. Understand? And he's like, clearly my client is in potential legal trouble, but I'd have to say that you all are in potential legal trouble, as well as with this off-the-books interrogation. So here's my solution for all of us. Untie my client, we walk out of here, my friend on the line doesn't call more cops, and you never see us again. And they're like, well, what the fuck? And he's like, just fucking uncuff him, man. There's no choice. We don't have a choice in this. He's like, I don't know who the fuck you are, buddy, but you're playing a real fucking dangerous game here, fella. And he says, yeah, well, Danger is my middle name, fucking Foggy Nelson, man. And he's like, yo, before you go and disappear, Michael Danger Nelson, why don't you do me a favor? Show me your phone. And he's like, dude, the visible sweat that you see on this fucking Foggy's face, man.
Yeah.
Like he looks like he's just got out of the pool. Like he's just dripping.
Dripping beads.
And he's like, and so he points the gun at him. He's like, go ahead, just fucking do it. He's like, all right. And then he's like, well, Foggy was plan A. And he shows him the phone and it says voicemail. He's like, you're fucking dead. And then there's fucking White Knight Daredevil. He's just about his, like, as he shows him the phone, you just hear Shawn Michaels music kick on that. And then Daredevil goes to work, right? He just comes out and he just fucking starts whooping everybody's ass.
Do-rag Daredevil.
Do-rag Daredevil. And he just starts fighting everybody. And what's funny is, like, he doesn't fucking put his hair away. Like, fucking gingers are rare, all right? There's not that many of us around. So, like, these assholes know, oh, wait, this guy was a ginger. How many motherfucking gingers are out there? Let's start rounding up gingers, and then we'll figure out who the real guy is or whatever.
It's probably going to be the only one that's in physical shape because most Americans are morbidly obese.
Right.
So the one that's in extreme physical condition, it's pretty easy. You can figure it out.
Yeah, there's probably only like 3 gingers in good shape and fucking...
I wasn't talking about gingers in general.
No, I'm just saying there's probably only like 10 gingers in the whole fucking Hell's Kitchen or whatever. And then you got fucking probably 3 to 7 of them being in decent shape. With the statistics of America, if you just apply that same, you got 3 of them that are in physical condition.
Yeah.
And there's probably only one that's as shredded as the real Daredevil. So you're like, that's our guy right there. So he's basically talking to himself. He's like, all right, you stay calm. You know, you don't need to hurt him. You know, just disarm him. Why is Daredevil being a fucking simp for cops right now? He's like, oh, you don't want to hurt him. Oh no, I gotta be nice. I can't accidentally kill anybody again. Like, oh my God.
It's the violence thing. Remember, because that father was like, oh man, you're dabbling with the devil.
Right.
You love violence. If you keep pushing yourself in that direction, you're gonna end up in a world of hurt.
Right, but then why even continue to do any of this? Why even do any violence?
Well, because he rationalized it in his insane mind that this is the work of God, and that he's doing the work of God by being a benevolent force, and doing right is right, but only by Daredevil standards.
Yeah.
And then fucking bitches at night, well, fucking mothers.
Yeah,
the mother
married mothers, breaking all the commandments essentially.
Coveting thy neighbor's wife.
Yeah. So then he says, he's like, all right, I got to get these cops out of here. He's like, I got to lure them away. He's like, Foggy and fake Daredevil are almost out of the building. He's like, I got to be careful. Got to be smart here.
And I will say, this portion of the story, and not to discredit this specific part with like the Daredevil and his doings with these vigilantes that are running about within Hell's Kitchen that are cosplaying as fucking LARPing as Daredevil. But this bit, I didn't really care for Kingpin, but this part spoke to me for whatever reason. I enjoyed it a great deal.
This part just made me a Kingpin fan, all right? Because like I said, I really didn't kind of like, whatever, he's all right as a bad guy. Like, I generally like villains more anyways, but this was like, oh shit, man. He is becoming a force of like, yeah, he's a bad guy, but man, fuck these wealthy people. that just spoke to me, man.
Yeah, and I guess for me personally, like what ends up coming out of these next couple pages is there's a degree of fucking crime, right?
Yeah.
He's doing petty shit. Like he's doing the menial shit, right?
Right.
What they're doing is making big play moves with governments and making the laws work for them. It's crazy shit. Like they're basically looking at him like a fucking child seated at an adult table. It's fucked up, but like I enjoyed it. I enjoyed
Yeah, so did I. And it's kind of like, I think how like the intergalactical race of aliens that are out there, this is how they would view humanity. They'd be talking about, oh, we did this and we controlled this government and did this. And then we're just sitting here like, and they're like, oh, you little humans, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, that's so cute. Yeah.
Go, oh, that's cool. And then we just kill you. And then now what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Oh, you thought you were untouchable.
Yeah.
Right? So anyways, so he's going in here and he's like,
oh, I was thinking about the John Cena.
yeah,
and
man.
I'm forcing you to feel me.
I'm untouchable
and
I'm forcing you to feel me. That's what this is, man.
Yeah,
this is so great.
Wilson Fisk is like the exemplary case of that, as you will see in the later pages.
So then he's basically saying like, yo, he's like, we earned this. The only preparation we need is just to be here. Recognize the new phase and embrace it. Embrace this true fucking power, which is what he's walking into. And so they're like, oh yes, follow me, the butler. And he's like, they're like, oh yes, so glad you could make it, Wilson. Yes, what is that? That's a lovely suit. Is that a Brioni? Oh, and he's like, oh yeah, it is. Thank you for this invite, Quinn. I've been looking forward to this. And he's like, oh yes, as have my guests. Oh, here's Mr. Wilson Fisk, mayor of New York.
Bunch of assholes in like fucking
rich
polo shirts, like golf attire.
Yeah, fucking terrible. And he basically says like, oh, and you know what's funny is like, this is casual to them. And he wore a full fucking suit to go to this, which just shows the level of disdain that they have for the lower entities. And he thought he was like moving up. And they're like, oh, fuck this guy. We're not even gonna get dressed up for him. And so he's thinking in his head like, oh, I'm not trapped. And then we cut back to Daredevil, who is trapped. And he's like, oh, I could jump from rooftop to rooftop and get away. Man, I used to be Daredevil. But Foggy's still in the building. What is he fucking doing? He's like, I gotta finish this like quick. Oh shit, gun. Don't have anything to throw. Can't get there in time. And then this panel was cool where it shows him like running and it's like that like his Daredevil fucking sonar or whatever is floating in the background. And boom, they shoot at him and he's like, oh, I gotta listen. He's like, where's it pointed? The finger, the twitch, and then he fucking moves just out of the way to dodge the bullet. And like, there's this lady holding a baby as it breaks. It goes, the bullet flies through a window. And Daredevil looks back. He's like, oh no, the baby. And then he just goes to town. He's just fighting these dudes. This is like such a great fucking drawn panel right here, man. He just fucking, and they're just like getting punched in the dicks and shit.
Now thinking about it, Daredevil having super hearing or just being able to dial in and hear shit, it must suck having a neighbor that masturbates a lot.
Oh man,
because like, you know, thin walls are.
Yeah.
And he's just sitting at night, you know, fucking like, knock it off! I can hear you masturbating. I'm not masturbating. I'm having sex. It's like, no, I know the difference.
Yeah. There's only one heartbeat in that room, fucker.
Yeah.
Oh man. And so then Daredevil's fighting these dudes, and he's like, man, I'm not this. These guys are monsters. They don't fear you. I'm so weak. They don't fear me. They don't. And then it shows his Daredevil vision, and then you see fake Daredevil coming to save the day to real Daredevil. And then we cut back to a perfectly medium rared fucking steak that Fisk is eating. And these fucking uppity rich assholes are, yes, Gerard, that region won't be stable until at least 2026. At which point we'll move the factories from China. Oh, they don't. Warren doesn't seem to think that'll be an issue. he's like, yes, plus I've purchased their government from 2022 to 2030, so the transition will be smooth. He's like, that's so fun. He's like, but I feel like we're excluding the special guest with all this international talk. What a bunch of just belittling him at every fucking chance.
Yeah, it's like, we do crime on
a global scale.
And also a professional degree. You do your petty bullshit with drugs and whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, basically, which is what they say. He's like, yes, I've done international overseas business, and he's like, mostly dealt in spices, but I'm focusing on investments at home now. And then this one guy's like, spices, spices you put straight up your nose, I'm assuming. And he's like, Ty, don't insult our guest. It's fine. I have in the past amassed wealth using methods deemed unsavory.
I like that
since
word.
becoming mayor, I've diversified, and now I'm expanding into legal recreational drugs, firearm companies, casinos, basically all the things I used to do, but now legal, essentially. He's like, sounds to me like your plan is bulletproof. You should call your collection of businesses the Untouchables. Ha! Oh, Tyrone, you're incorrigible. Don't mind him, Wilson. He's been looking forward to this dinner a bit too much. And then he says, but your past is fascinating. So tell us, Wilson, all of us here have been responsible for some unfortunate means, for the greater good, of course. But you, the stories, have you ever killed a man? And he just like fucking gives him this look like, the fuck do you think, bitch? He's like, all right, that's enough. This man is the mayor. Please show him the respect that position deserves. That was the most insulting fucking thing that anyone has said to him in this whole thing. Let's show him the respect of his position. And let's be honest, the mayor of New York is not a position that deserves respect at all.
I don't think so either.
But also to then say, to just discard him as a person and just only
the title of mayor.
That's the only reason he's here. And everybody's like, agreed. And frankly, I'm interested in your legal marijuana business. Sounds like the governor's going to get it passed. And so then Fisk goes on to explain about how, I got all this shit, and I need to make sure that this shit, the licensing department's rules for selling fall into my favor so that basically no one else can get licensed. And then this one dickhead's like, I'm not in favor, as a huge part of my portfolio is prisons. These new laws, the threat of it going national, well, let's just say the current laws make me a lot of money. And then the one guy's like, wait a minute, this isn't just you keeping your pals out of the slammer, is it, Fisk? Wait, you were in prison, weren't you? Man, I assume they had to make you a bespoke orange jumpsuit.
Man, what a eloquent way to call somebody fat.
Fucking Tyrone is this guy's name, and Tyrone's about to get fucked up. She says, you've had your fun. And he's like, sorry, you know me, Una, I don't get out much. And then so Fisk is just like, apologies, like, where's the bathroom?
Where's the shitter?
Yeah,
brother?
where's the shitter? I have to go take a massive shit now. And they just tell him down the hall, and he's just like walking out, and he's just like, man, he's just like so sad. He's like, God damn it.
So sad, many such cases.
He's like, I just can't. He's like, they're just making fun of me and talking shit. And then we get back to the Daredevil, and it's all out of control, which is what basically is now happening to Fisk. And he's just like, fuck, man. He's like, this is why Daredevil failed, why I can never go back. This only ever worked if I had control of the situation, of myself, but I don't, man. I don't think I ever did. And then fucking fake Daredevil's about to fall off the building. And of course, Captain Save-A-Ho, Daredevil, has to run and fucking grab his ass and save it so that nobody dies. And now these dudes, he's holding fake Daredevil by his fucking ankle as he's dangling off a building. And then these dudes just kick him straight in the face, and they're just fucking beating his ass now. And then who shows up to save the day? The fine-ass fucking Elektra. God damn. And she basically says there's nothing sadder than a man who won't admit he needs help. And he's like, thank God, Elektra, you didn't kill them? And she's like, no, I didn't. Because I wanted to show you that it can be done. Your pitiful compulsion, saving people without casualties, I can show you how. Train with me. As she reaches her hand out. Become the man you once were. Become better than that man. And then Daredevil fucking agrees essentially to,
Yeah, we have like the Arnold Schwarzenegger fucking Carl Weathers
moment. Yeah. And they come together, and then we go back to Fisk in the bathroom just fucking washing his face, and he's like, God damn it. He's like, you run the greatest city in the world, man. These people, they play the game, but it's a new game. Even though it's still a game, you're in control. And then we just hear this knocking on the door, and he's like, hey man, come on. And it's this fuckface Tyrone. I'm sure there's like 15 toilets in this place, but I ain't about to get lost. I'm assuming you're still working. There's still a working toilet in there. God damn. I mean, you got to go through your share of toilets, man. Am I right? And then fucking Fisk just grabs this dude by the throat, man. His hand is like larger than this dude's head.
It's a frying pan.
And he just fucking drags him into the fucking thing. He throws him in the bathtub, and he just starts gouging out the dude's eyeball.
Dude.
And just starts beating the fuck out of him.
And then like 5 of the 9 panels on the last page are just covered in blood, dude. It's outrageous.
Yeah, it is. And then we see the aftermath. He's like looking at his hands, and he's like, oh, fuck, he's covered in this dude's blood. There's literally blood all over this fucking bathroom. This dude is dead as fuck. And that's literally how it ends. And then we get next issue. We get a very Butterbean-esque fucking Carlton Fisk, man.
Butterbean as Wilson Fisk.
Dude, he looks super fucking... He looks dead like Butterbean right there.
Extra portly.
Yeah, extra portly. And I don't know if that's because they were calling him fat, but like... Yeah, Fisk is somewhat portly, but he's not like, he doesn't look like this.
I mean, they showed us in issue like 3 or 4 when he was doing karate. Like he has
built,
physical prowess.
Yeah, he's shredded for a fat guy. And so then we get that's the preview of the next issue's cover, and that's the end of the issue.
Yeah, what an outstanding issue of Daredevil to show how Daredevil and Wilson Fisk are on parallel paths. They're being put into unfamiliar situations for both of them, and they're trying to navigate it. They're like, fuck, we might have to revert back to being fucking thugs. And for for Daredevil, it's like, man, I'm gonna have to end up being Daredevil at some point again, even though everybody's coming after me. As of the last couple, well, who the fuck knows how long it's been? Let's just say it's been months since the government, or rather the police department's been after Daredevil. But it's like they tried to find a new path, and it's like the world won't let them.
Nope,
they won't let them do their own bidding.
They won't let sleeping dogs fucking lie. So, anyways, man, that was a very good issue of Daredevil. I enjoyed it.
More Elektra, please.
Yeah, let's. Well, that's gonna be next issue for sure. More Elektra. But anyways, all right, that'll do it for us. If you want to check out more of our stuff, you can go find us on YouTube at Game Rage Magazine. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that stupid shit. Additionally, if you want to follow us on social media, you can follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Game Rage Magazine, Twitter/X at Game Rage Mag. Also, if you want to follow good buddy Adam here, you can follow him at All Gas No Trash Official on Instagram, and you should go listen to All Gas No Trash. If you like anime in Japan's, you should go listen to the Anime Syndicate podcast, and you should follow our good buddy Frank at anime_syndicate_podcast on Instagram.
And if you like good buddy Rexy, well, you can't do anything about it.
Yeah, you can't follow him anywhere because he's a dog, and he doesn't have an Instagram. Maybe that's the secret to success. Maybe we need to make Rexy an Instagram page and just connect it and just plug Game Rage shit all over there. Get 1 million followers for adorable Rexy pictures and adorable Rexy memes, and then we just plug Game Rage shit on there nonstop. Maybe that's the secret.
That's the secret sauce.
Anyways, all right, that's it for us. Catch you guys on the next one.
That was Panel to Panel, the Game Rage Magazine comic book podcast. Thanks for listening. If you want to know more and follow along, go to Instagram and TikTok. Follow at Game Rage Magazine. If you want to follow on Twitter/X at Game Rage Mag. Tune in next time.